had a place to stay and play, huh? I mean, nuts. Wonder why I'm home. I don't give a.
My 600-pound life has brought us inspiring transformations, but not every story has a happy ending. Some journeys took a heartbreaking turn, leaving fans stunned, emotional, and grieving for what could have been. From health complications to sudden losses, these are the tragic endings that shook the show to its core and left a lasting impact on viewers around the world. This is Nicole's story, and trust me when I say it's one of the most unforgettable journeys ever captured on my 600-pound life. The moment you realize she can't even fit through her bathroom door and has to be hosed down on the front porch like an animal, you know this story hits different. It's heartbreaking and shocking. Can Dr. Now help her turn her life around? That's the big question. Let's see how it all begins.
Your dog in your backyard. You don't bathe your girlfriend. Have another option.
Now that's one way to show love. Nicole's boyfriend Charlie says he's willing to jump through flaming hoops for her. But when it comes to actually saying no to the unhealthy food she constantly asks for, well, that's another story entirely. Meanwhile, Nicole's parents, who are recovering addicts, live with her too, but only under one surprising condition.
I found I was pregnant with my second child. Gave birth to, I'd put on so much weight, I either forced my parents to move in with me.
Okay, maybe it's just me, but this situation is beyond concerning. Nicole's gained so much weight that she needs her own recovering addict parents to move in and help take care of both her and her kids. That's a major red flag. And of course, things get tense, especially when Nicole's mother starts losing her temper.
Lord only knows what would happen.
And my mom's so big, I can't do anything.
What are you doing, Jaden? I'm just sick of this.
This is not the greatest living condition, but somehow Nicole continues to put on weight even in that condition. Perhaps it has something to do with how much she eats. Let us see how that goes.
And it hurts me that my kids is their mom and that I'm not even a parent. One time I said, "My son, do you love mom?" And he looked over at my mom and smiled.
That is a lot of food, even for someone her size. But Nicole knows things can't go on like this forever. If she wants a chance at a better life for herself and her kids, she has to take a huge step. So she makes an appointment with Dr. Now in Houston. He may be her last hope.
My back hurts.
You know this is going to be a 3-hour ordeal with her every time.
Oh, the irony. Nicole weighs over 600 pounds, and somehow the situation feels like everyone else's fault. But eventually, she and her family put their frustrations aside and make it to Houston. When they meet with Dr. Now, he doesn't hold back.
And my mom.
Why are you doing that?
If she wants it, she'll throw a fit if I don't.
So, Nicole, let me get this straight. You don't want the bad food, but you have to because you found it makes.
It's a tough case. Dr. Now tells Nicole she needs to lose 30 pounds in 1 month if she wants to be approved for surgery. He gives her a strict meal plan and clear instructions. But the real question is, will she follow them? Let's check in at her next weigh-in.
And I really have no idea if I'm even close to that.
673.
That is so true. Also, did you notice that Charlie, Nicole's boyfriend, has also put on some weight? Well, now you know. Dr. Now says Nicole has to stop blaming her family and needs to lose 30 pounds over the next month before he can approve her for weight loss surgery.
Giving up what we had to give, you know what I mean?
This is just a situation that happened that we got to get through together as a family. It doesn't help when I'm getting jumped every day over the situation.
This is so tough. Will Nicole ever lose any weight? Well, the next time she has a weigh-in, she loses only 6 pounds, despite Dr. Now asking her to lose 30 pounds. Of course, Nicole has her own excuses.
So we couldn't eat healthy, and my family would be eating.
I don't want any more excuses. You're still responsible for your choice and what you eat.
To be quite honest, I'm not.
Being delusional makes things even worse. Then Dr. Now makes Nicole's challenge harder. He asks her to lose 30 pounds for 2 months in a row. He also asks her to see a therapist, and that kind of, sort of, maybe helps. After the 2 months, Nicole indeed loses the needed pounds and gets the surgery.
From a previous C-section, but I was able to manage it. Still successfully performed the sleeve.
Nicole, we're all done, okay? You did great.
This is Margaret's story. Margaret is just 35 years old, and she already weighs over 700 pounds. She honestly can't do anything with herself. If her mother is not by her side all the time, she is practically useless. She cries every day because of how bad her weight has gotten. Is this her wake-up call? Let's find out together. She starts her story like this.
5 years old, and she managed to become 750 pounds. She is only 5 foot 4 inches tall. Her BMI is 129, which is one of the highest BMI I have ever seen.
I'm not even going to deny it. I am scared for Margaret. It looks like her case may be one of the worst that Dr. Now has ever seen. She fell down the stairs and had to be rushed to the hospital. Given the fact that she can't walk, Dr. Now is scared that she might be living her final days. If you ask me, I think Margaret is the problem. She tells the doc that anytime her mother doesn't give her what she wants, she fights her mom and says mean things to her. The sad part is that Margaret knows the food is killing her, and she might die, but still doesn't stop.
For her to eat as much as she wants and get her weight up to 750 pounds. So this is a very pathological situation, and I don't see any motivation.
I have never seen someone whose BMI is high. Like Dr. Now said, 129 is very high and dangerous, especially when she can't move around. He tells her that he can help with a controlled diet while she's in the hospital, but she is on her own when she gets home. But it's heartbreaking to see her in such a condition. She really does want to get better, and that's a good sign. It's not going to be an easy task, but I think she's finally ready to put in the work that needs to be done. Hopefully, she can pull through.
30 pounds each month, but want to stay in the office and get your weight. I expected that you lose 100 pounds in 3 months.
In 3 months? Okay.
Yeah. If you continue to lose weight, then we can work with you and get it.
Looks like her mother is going to keep a pretty tight leash on Margaret. The doc wants her to lose 100 pounds in 3 months, and her mom is ready to make sure that happens. Well, it's easier said than done, but let's give them the benefit of the doubt. Margaret's mom sure seems to be taking really good care of her. It's always so amazing to see that these patients have people who want to take care of them and also want them to get better. I really wonder how Margaret became this fat.
Dad was very controlling, and if he said, you'd be right here, she had to be right there. That's how he was.
You want to hide your feelings away from him. Because if you argued with him, then
120 pounds at the age of 6? My goodness, I'd have to eat at least 20 times a day to weigh that much at a young age. Well, we can't particularly blame her. She says that her father was very strict, and the only way she could cope with it was to eat everything, including his meals. What's worse is that her grandmother was the absolute worst. She made Margaret eat 10 eggs in a row anytime she said she was hungry. That explains why Margaret called her the Wicked Witch. If you can do that to your grandchild, best believe that she can do anything to anyone. It's no longer shocking why her father was the way he was.
do things for myself. I went on disability. My dad became more abusive. After that, my mom reached a point of no return. So she packed her stuff and left with my older sister, Tiffany, to take shelter with a friend.
One moment you think it can't get any worse, and then boom, she says something that shatters your heart. Margaret's life has been filled with so much chaos and drama right from when she was a child. Now we totally understand why food became her best friend and escape. Even currently, things don't seem to be going really well at home. Margaret's mother says that Margaret is being difficult with the whole process, and she quits almost every week. The physiotherapists are at the house to help her with some exercise. Let's hope they can make some progress.
Because of the blood clotting out. You already have a history of DVT.
Yeah, I know, but they keep pushing on you and they keep pushing on me. I'm sick of it.
This is not good at all. Margaret and her mother got into a fight because Margaret says she's not ready to see the physiotherapist, and that's just making her mother get very angry. Does Margaret really have what it takes to do this? Because at this point, she's really getting on her mom's nerves. Margaret ended up sending the physiotherapists away, and her mother decided she'd help her out with moving around the house. So far, it just seems like Margaret doesn't even want to do anything anymore, and that's what's upsetting her mother.
Don't think that you have made it and relax and go back to eating cabbage.
No.
Okay.
We want to be.
I'm not going back.
We want to be down to.
That's amazing. Margaret is so lucky to have a mother like the one she has. If not for her mom, who constantly made sure she put in the work, things could have turned out far worse than they wanted. Good teamwork is what I'd call it. If she keeps this up for a month, she's going to get her surgery done.
Don't dump me out.
I'm not going to dump you out. I just got you through the door.
All right. She's got to give me a second.
Once you get up there, you got to let go of it.
Looks like we spoke too soon. It's been over a month now, and Margaret has lost only 5 pounds. Even her mom is tired at this point. You can see it written all over her face. It's almost as if she wants to give up, but she can't. Phew. And somehow it looked like things were going great. I guess this is her final and only chance to get better. Dr. Now has set his mind, and it's all left to her now to either lose weight or continue to suffer with her pains. I'm pretty sure she knows what to do this time. With the support that her mom gives her, she can do it.
That's my foot. At my last appointment, I was 626, and I was supposed to lose 35 pounds in a month. So if I did that, the number I need to see is 591. Okay, get off.
Finally, I was starting to think that Margaret was never going to make it to the mark. She's proved everyone wrong and has finally lost 125 pounds. It took some serious guts to do what she did, and I am happy she finally made the cut. Let's see if she gets approved for surgery.
I don't need that in my life no more.
At least we're on the right track now. We just need to keep pushing and harder. And the most important thing is that you both started psychotherapy. So I'm proud of both of you for that.
This is Bratanni's story. Now, Bratanni is so fat that she has decided to stop allowing her husband to see her naked because she believes he will be so disgusted at the sight of her body that he will simply leave her. It is so bad that they have never had actual physical intercourse. You might think that is excessive, but when you see how she struggles with her daily routine, you kind of get the point a little bit. Her story begins like this.
Be inside of my body is pain. It is sadness. Most of the time, I'm like, maybe it'd be better if I just don't wait, because every single day I look at myself in the mirror and I'm like, what did you do to yourself?
Phew, that is actually disgusting. Bratanni basically hides from the world and her husband and does nothing all day. The only time she gets up is when she needs to get a tasty treat or food. She is so tied to food that she cannot remember a time she did not have this sort of parasitic relationship with food. Here is what a regular mealtime looks like for Bratanni, and that right there is the problem. When Bratanni gets to Houston, she discovers that she weighs 605 pounds.
Brittany alone could eat as much food as a normal family of 4 would order. That's your wings.
I will eat until I feel like I'm gonna throw up, and then that doesn't even stop me.
And here is what Dr. Now had to say about her weight gain. Let us take a look.
So you're over 600 pounds. What do you think got you to this weight?
Emotional eating in general. Stress, depression, anxiety, but I also eat when I'm happy and when things are going good. I just eat.
Imagine being Brittany's husband here. He took Brittany to Dr. Now to get her weight checked out, but Dr. Now also thinks he is overweight and wants him to lose weight as well. Anyway, the point is that this eating habit is going to be difficult to break because Britanni's husband probably eats too much too and may be unable to tell her no.
So frequency of eating has to be only 3 times a day?
No snacks, like not even like
no
carrots
snacks.
Or nothing?
No.
Okay.
There is no such thing like a healthy snack.
So did Bratanni and her husband do it? Well, she is disappointed she did not get the weight loss surgery immediately, but she is determined to make it work. She now writes down every single thing she eats and is counting her calories very seriously. So does that work?
I've done really well. Stayed within 1,200 calories, very little carbs. So I think I've done really well.
So the diet is working for you.
So am I on the right path? I'm doing okay?
Yeah, you're doing good.
Dr. Now is impressed and sets her up for surgery for the next month. The surgery is successful, and Bratanni comes out of it doing great. By the end of her episode, she had lost nearly 200 pounds.
The past few months have been amazing. I have made so much progress. I am doing so much more, and I have so much more energy. I'm able to help Bill in the mornings, making breakfast.
This is William Kiefer's story. William Kiefer is 34 years old and he weighs over 600 pounds. He wakes up every morning wondering how and why he allowed his body to get to the stage it currently is. Even his mother is fed up with the fact that he doesn't want to get any better. Can he be saved by Dr. Now? Let's find out. His story starts off this way.
Could be better to stay in bed and play video games all day and just relax. Kind of, just avoid the world. I move slower than I used to, but I still can.
That sounds like so much pain already. Williams is still able to get out of bed and have his bath by himself, which is good. The only issue now is that he feels so much pain anytime he stands for too long or puts all his weight on his feet. Thank goodness he does stay all by himself. Williams's mother comes to the house sometimes to assist him with some of his chores and food. Hopefully she can convince him to change his eating habits before things really start to get out of hand.
A drug, a coping mechanism, something like that.
All right, I want to make sure I make you enough.
All right.
When William wakes up in the morning, he's stressing about something.
Looks like we have another enabler on our hands. William's mother says that she feels bad because she always gives him what he wants to eat whenever he wants to eat it. But then again, it's not her fault per se. Williams is not always happy about his condition, and food is the only thing that gives him joy. So she does what she can to make him happy. Funny enough, right from when Williams was little, he battled with depression. The sad part is there was no one to talk to, and he would usually isolate himself, which would in turn result in him shoving a lot of food down his stomach.
I even started looking at studying video game programming. But just as I was doing that, my marriage came to an end.
Willie, are you ready to go to the grocery store?
Yeah, I am.
What are you gonna get?
I don't know, probably some like chicken, some...
If you ask me, I'd say it's way better that they split up then than for them to split up now. Williams is at a very critical point in his life, and he needs all the support and help he can get. If his wife were to still be with him and she decided to divorce him while on his journey, that would be devastating. But what he did not realize is that the divorce hit him more than he thought it would. Williams turned to junk food and a bad eating habit after he split with his ex-wife. It was like the only companion aside from food left him, and he went straight back to eating badly.
And it is heartbreaking to know that you can't help your son.
William, I'm not going up the stairs. I'm gonna leave the bags at the bottom of the stairs.
There's no lie about that. His mother could not have said it any better. Williams really needs to start to understand that he is the only one who can help himself heal and start to get better. Time is not on his side health-wise, and he needs to realize this as soon as possible. But trust me when I say that William's journey is not going to be an easy one. He knows he needs help and wants to get help, but he is also not ready to give up food because that's the only thing that makes him happy. Phew. Talk about being at a crossroads with yourself.
Right now, he's a prisoner in his own body. This weight has the chains wrapped around him so tight, he has no freedom. It's just time for William to do something to help William and to love himself again.
That right there is every patient's nightmare, having to stand on the scale and actually see what they weigh. Well, there's no escaping it now. Williams is heading to Texas to see the doc. I love that he has finally realized he needs to start working on himself. But surprisingly, that is impressive. I honestly thought he would weigh more than 600 pounds. Looks like his dieting before seeing the doc paid off after all. He has faced one fear, now it's time for him to face the next one. Let's see what the doc has to say.
Quick. Yeah. And the weight you lose, then this is going to go down. Okay. All right. Okay. I see that as really a problematic situation.
Phew, that's a lot Williams has to do. I wasn't sure the doc was going to stop listing things he wants Williams to do. It seems like Williams has a lot on his plate and, most importantly, some serious improvements to make. Is he really up to the task? The answer to that question is yes. Williams is actually doing much better than I thought he would. He has been going out more and doing some pretty good workouts. The only problem now is when he does so much work walking, he gets very hungry, and that makes him eat more food than he should.
William?
How are you doing?
How are you?
Doing good. Losing 70 pounds is a lot, but hopefully I lost most of that.
Phew, that's not good at all. Williams lost just 12 pounds in the span of 2 months. His initial goal was to lose 70 pounds, and sadly, he didn't meet the mark. We all know Dr. Now is not going to be proud of his progress. Williams has somehow made everyone pissed. What's even more painful is that his mother is hurt because he just doesn't want to do what it takes to get to his goal. Believe me, it can be quite frustrating when you're trying to help someone and they don't appreciate your efforts.
You can say whatever you want. The scale doesn't lie.
And I didn't say it did, but like I just said.
So, you keep repeating, I made the changes, I made only one.
Well, that's just going to be that. Dr. Now is disappointed with his progress. This time around, he gives Williams the same task, and if it turns out that he doesn't lose any weight, he should not bother coming back to the hospital. There's no room to fool around anymore. But even with all of this, his mom is his biggest support. Regardless of his failures to meet his mark for his weight loss surgery, she still encourages him and tells him that things are going to get better. What a sweet woman.
I've been trying harder, but I have no idea what my loss is gonna be.
William?
How you doing?
Hi, how are you?
Doing good.
Hi.
At my last appointment, I was 580.
How is that even possible? Williams lost only 6 pounds? I can't even seem to understand what's going on. He did put in the work, and yet he still fails to meet the mark for his surgery. Man, could this be the end of the line for him? Sadly, the answer is yes. Their faces say it all. Everyone is tired of the fact that Williams doesn't want to do what's needed to lose weight. Dr. Now tells him that there's really nothing he can do anymore because he doesn't want to work with anyone to lose weight. Looks like this is his final bus stop after all.
With William, because he still continues to just play. We can see going to therapy can help start breaking through to him. Because nothing anybody else has.
Every journey on my 600-pound life is filled with challenges, but some patients didn't just struggle, they pushed things way too far. Whether it was refusing treatment, lashing out at loved ones, or sabotaging their own progress, these patients crossed the line and made for some of the most unforgettable episodes in the show's history. This is David's story. David's life is summed up by the fact that food is the only thing that gets him out of bed every day. He has gotten so fat that he gets stuck trying to get out of his vehicle, which is ridiculous. The worst part of his day is when he tries to take a shower. It feels like the weight of his world is on his body. At this point, the only person who can save him is Dr. Now. Does he still have a chance? Let's see. This is how his weight loss journey begins.
I started getting so bad. I'm in agonizing pain. That's when my weight has really been taking its toll. I take muscle relaxers for my back and then heavy prescription pain pills. Probably like 8 different pills. Everything is such a struggle.
Hell no. Did you guys see how hard and how long it took him to get up from the bed? At some point, I thought he was not going to be able to stand up. Jeez. David, what have you done to your body? Does he even get out of the house? At least he has someone in his life who helps him with almost everything. Imagine if he didn't have her. His life would undoubtedly be a wreck. He even admitted that he once fell down but was able to get back up. Bro, I would not be able to lie with myself if that happened to me.
Eat as much as I could when a meal was given to me because sometimes you wouldn't know you're going to get fed again for days. Around the time I was 3, I got placed with a permanent foster family, the Nelsons. So the Nelsons wanted to adopt me.
This explains why he eats so much. David has always been in foster care. His foster parents would constantly beat him, and he despised his childhood. As a child, his primary source of happiness was food. He ate a lot since he didn't know when his next meal would be. That's just sad. His prior foster parents expelled him for this reason. Robin, his new foster mother, welcomed him and made him feel at home. She even helped him to lose a few pounds. However, once he enrolled in university, things took a bad turn. He started drinking, going out, and adding more weight. Phew, if only there was someone to help him through all this.
I wanted to see the United States, and I could afford to because when I was sleeping in my semi-truck, I didn't have to pay rent, so I got to see all the states. I didn't leave the road for a year. It was pretty cool. But at the same time, on an emotional level, I noticed that I was depressed.
That must honestly be very sad. David says that he got depressed and there was a time in his life that all he could think about was taking his own life. He had gotten so fat that he couldn't even do anything with himself. All he wanted to do was die. That must really suck. If we're being honest, David makes a lot of bad food choices. All he wants to eat is junk food and things that have very high calories, which aren't good for his health. He can't even walk 5 steps without taking a break. If only his mom would help him do better with his eating habit.
At this weight, nothing's easy. Besides laying down. Even sitting sometimes gets painful. My food problem is killing me by, weighing down my heart. And my back's already messed up. I live every day in despair. So it's time for me to...
I'm glad he knows this. He sleeps with oxygen because he has breathing problems, and he is scared that someday he might go to bed and not wake up the next morning. I think it's time for him to meet the doc. This has gone on for way too long. While trying to get things together and make the trip to Texas, something funny happens. He gets stuck in the car. Believe me when I tell you, it's hilarious and sad at the same time.
To get on that scale. And that's when I'm going to find out the truth about how bad my situation has gotten.
Try that. It's gotta help.
David?
It's been a little while since I weighed myself, and I know I've gotten worse since then. I just hope that I'm in the 600s. Are we ready to go?
He weighs 763 pounds? Damn, that is a lot. David was hoping that he wouldn't weigh more than 600 pounds, but sadly, his weight is way more than that. Slimming down from 763 pounds is not going to be easy. He has to convince himself and be ready to put in all the work. Well, I'm glad Dr. Now wants to help him. He tells David to lose 80 pounds in 2 months so he can meet the target weight for his weight loss surgery. Will he be able to make the cut? I guess we're going to see. Let's give him the benefit of the doubt.
Okay, well, I'm glad you got to where you needed to be mentally to start making the changes you need. So that's good. And I'm glad you lost 67 pounds.
Thanks,
but
man.
that's a starting point. But with your progress, this is what I will do. I will approve you for weight loss surgery.
Good one, David. After working hard to meet his target weight, he falls short, but just by a few pounds. Doctor now tells him to move down to Houston, and if he is able to lose 30 pounds in a month, he is going to get his surgery done. David is doing really well, and it's impressive to see him work towards being better.
The last time, hopefully I can still get the surgery.
Oh, I hope so.
Yeah.
I hope so. What if they postpone it?
And I guess I'll just have to get back on track and lose the weight.
Yeah?
Yep.
You feeling pretty good about it?
Yeah, I mean, I've done it before. I can do it again, so.
Oh, come on. David was doing so well, and now he goes on to add more weight, making Dr. Now cancel the weight loss surgery. Man, that's really disappointing for real. Let's hope he can work hard once again to meet his target and have this surgery done once and for all.
I don't want to live like this anymore. Whatever it takes, I need to figure it out, and I need to do it now. I feel like I'm running out of time. Today, my foster mom, Robin, is taking me to see the therapist. I've never done any kind of therapy, so I don't know what to expect, but I can use the help.
Seeing that David was still finding it difficult to meet his target, Dr. Now suggested that he go see a therapist, and maybe that would help with his ability to cut down his weight. So far, it seems like David has a lot bottled up in his heart. Would this be enough for him to get surgery?
And because of your progress, I'm going to give you an easy goal this time. This time I want you to lose 45 pounds in 2 months. And if you do that, I'm going to approve you for weight loss surgery. You think you can do that?
Yeah.
Here is Abby. Abby has been on his bed for more than 7 years. The only thing that motivates him to keep trying is his wife, Brenda. He is 37 years old, and he has no idea what he weighs. Right now, he is scared that he might not wake up one day, and that just terrifies him. Can things really get better for him? Let's see. This is how his story begins.
It's my inspiration, my light at the end of this tunnel. When I wake up, the first thing I have to do is bathe. It's extremely painful. It's the worst part of my day.
Is it okay if I do your feet while you wash your head and face?
Man, imagine having to go through all of this every morning. It's not surprising that his wife is the only motivation he has to even want to get up in the morning. It's lovely that his wife takes such good care of him even with his condition. The crazy thing is that when he was much younger, he did not eat as much as he does now. Imagine that. Wow, now I'm curious. I wonder what made him love food from a very young age. My guess is that he went through something very traumatic.
My metabolism will kick in. No, it didn't. It just stopped and kept on gaining weight. When I graduated from high school, I went to school in Florida to become a sound engineer. And going there was life-changing.
It never turns out that way, Abby. It never works out that way. His parents were never around to supervise his eating, so he always ate whenever and whatever he wanted. Funny thing is that because he was much younger, he thought he would lose weight over time. Sadly, that was not the case. The worst part is that right from the get-go, he has been traumatized. Imagine buying an engagement ring to propose to your girlfriend, and you get into an accident on your way to her house that almost takes your life. Man, I'm sure his girlfriend would have broken down into a million pieces.
They took me to an MRI machine, got the X-ray imaging they needed to find out what was going on. I had a problem with 3 discs. They were damaging the spinal cord.
That's enough reason to actually fall into depression. That accident ruined a lot for Abby. His wife even said that the doctors that did his surgery told her that he might never walk again because of the damage that was done to his spinal cord. And let's be honest, it's impressive to see that nothing is holding Abby from doing what he wants. Abby doesn't let the fact that he is immobile stop him from working and making money for him and his wife. He has a remote job that allows him to work from the comfort of his bed. Now, I wish I had a job like that.
All I see is the wall in front of me, the walls right beside me,
Salsa con queso?
and my wife that comes in and out. My only look for the outside world is TV or phone, but I try not to dwell on it.
Seems like they work hand in hand to get things done. Since Abby can't stand up from the bed, his wife has to do all of the shopping, and she prepares their meals. What's amazing is that they get to spend quality time even after having a stressful day. That's lovely, but he really needs to start worrying about his weight.
Trying and fix that, and it got fixed to a certain point, but since I've been in the bed so long, I've lost the strength in my legs.
Well, do you have a sensation on your feet?
That's not good. Abby finally reached out to Dr. Now, and it seems like he might have some serious problems. Apparently, Abby has been on the bed for so long that his feet can no longer be straight on the ground. He tells Dr. Now about his condition, and even the doc can't hide his worry. They devise a plan that makes a lot of sense. Since Abby can't walk on his feet, Dr. Now says he is going to send some physiotherapists to come help him and see if he can still use his legs to move around. Let's just hope the damage to his leg is not so severe.
Should feel like work. It means you're doing it right. Good. Yeah, it means you're doing it right. Ready? Come on. Go. Strong. Come on, bud. Good. I know the doctor was concerned to be able to wave off the possibility of a blood clot, so wants him to have that much more mobility. That's definitely something that needs to be addressed.
Surprisingly, that went pretty well. The physiotherapist the doc asked to come check on Abby showed up, and they did some routine exercises. His leg isn't entirely bad, and he is still able to move around. The only thing now is that Abby needs to put in the work, so moving around would be possible and much easier. Dr. Now decides to pay Abby a visit, and for Dr. Now to come down to his house, you can tell he really cares about Abby and wants the best for him. But here's the thing. Due to the fact that Abby hasn't left his bed in 7 years, his sores are infected, and he needs to get the infection under control before it gets worse than it already is.
Well, then you have a set place that you want to get to. But when it's just, yeah, we'll see how we do it for next time. That's not a goal. That's it's like nothing. So I feel like I'm doing things and effort.
Seems to me like Abby is at a crossroads with himself and his weight loss journey. He feels like the fact that he doesn't have a goal that relates to him losing weight is technically no goal. At this point, I think Abby might need therapy to stay on track with his weight loss journey. For a second there, I thought they were not going to be able to lift him out of the bed. More than 5 people trying to get him out of the bed is actually scary. Abby's condition is not getting better, and Dr. Now wants him to be close by so he can be properly monitored.
We need to do it to get everything straight down for you, okay? So at this point, I think we got to do something to improve your condition. You got to make some changes, okay?
No problem.
I am just glad that Abby has made some progress. He has been checked into the hospital, and so far it does seem like things might work out for the best. He feels way better than he did when he was home, and I can't lie, that's a pretty good sign. I couldn't agree more with Dr. Now. Abby has been able to lose up to 200 pounds of weight. Usually, Dr. Now would send him home to lose some more before coming back, but with his current state, Dr. Now feels it's time for him to get his weight loss surgery. He couldn't wait to break the news to his wife. Dr. Now told him that he was approving him for weight loss surgery, and as you'd expect, the first person he called was his wife. He has come a long way. I'm pretty sure we are all proud of Abby.
Zoom light on. Abby's surgery went very well. That was probably one of the most challenging surgery that we have done for a while with this condition because of his functional paraplegia and lower extremities.
This story is about Delana. Delana is at a point in her life where she can't move enough to do anything anymore. The first thought that goes through her head every day when she wakes up is the fact that she made it to another day. Imagine that. Sometimes you just wonder how people allow themselves to get to this level. Is this going to be her wake-up call to get better? I guess we'll find out. This is how Delana's story begins.
Hard, it's so painful.
Hey, baby, gotta move.
And I know as soon as I sit up that the pain's gonna start, and it's just the same way all day. Pain, pain, pain.
Your turn.
An office chair to move around in. Oh my goodness. That has to be the most painful and worst thing that can ever happen to anyone. Having to roll to the bathroom even sounds like a task that could take an entire day. Poor Delana. What I love about her relationship with her husband is the fact that he wants to always be there for her. Her husband says that he hates to see Delana in pain, and that's why he is always there to make sure that he can help her with anything and everything that she might need. What a sweet man he is.
In my legs, and sometimes the folds are so swollen together that you can't even get your hand in between them. So I have a back scrubber brush.
All that stress to have her bathe? Wow. If it was this painful, I'm pretty sure I won't even step out of bed. That just goes to show you that she's a strong woman. I just hope things don't get too bad before she decides to start making changes. Sadly, all she ever thinks about doing is eating. It's almost as if when she doesn't eat, her lifespan shortens by half. The only thing that brings her joy after having an excruciating morning from having her bath is eating so much food. She says that it makes her happy and brings back the feeling of euphoria. I wonder what happened that made her love food this much.
She brought me back, and I didn't have any more contact with her until I was roughly 18. When my mom dropped me off, everybody was really excited and really happy, and I was overly excited to be home. My cousin's name is Marianne, although to me, she's mom.
That explains why she loves food so much. That's honestly how it starts. Once there's no one to control the eating habit, things just take a side turn, and that's what happened to Delana. It's just sad that she didn't get to spend enough time with her mother. Sadly, the trauma does not end there. There's more. She had a boyfriend who was abusive, and she got pregnant for him. The abusive behavior got so bad that she had to kick him out. But when she gave birth to the baby, it was stillborn, full term. That must have been hard.
A gentleman who didn't think that my weight was an issue, and I ended up getting pregnant with his child, got married, and I had a perfectly healthy baby boy.
I'm really glad to hear that she started a weight loss class. It's not surprising that she turned to food as an escape, given all the things she has been through. Once again, we can see that Delana is an extraordinary woman. It's high time she paid the doc a visit, but we all know the doc hates one thing, and that is when someone who should help the patient get better becomes the patient's enabler. Oh, you can bet the doc is not going to be happy when he hears that. Regardless, it's good he is worried about his wife's health.
Hey, no, but I'm here. What can I do to help you?
Call the fire department.
We've got to do what's best for you. We need an ambulance. My daughter has fallen. We can't get her up.
Is she injured at all?
No, I'm fine. I just can't get up. She's 600 pounds.
If that happened to me, I'd probably never step out of my house again. Delana was trying to go out with her husband and mother when she fell down the stairs. Now they have to get an ambulance to help pick her up from the house and get her back into the house. The good part is that they were able to get her back into the house without any serious injuries. At this point, Delana should really get things together and try to meet up with Dr. Now before she actually can't walk again.
As soon as I get set, because I hate seeing how high that number gets each time. So I've avoided it for a long time now. The last time I weighed, I was still in the 500s.
You okay?
Nervous.
Okay, that's on the high side, and Delana is not happy about what she just saw. From the way she screamed after seeing the digits, you can tell she was shocked by what she saw. She made it to the hospital, and her weight reads a lot above 600 pounds. Can she really lose weight? Oh well, Dr. Now pretty much said everything I was thinking. Delana needs to show him that she is ready to lose weight before he approves her for weight loss surgery. He wants her to lose 50 pounds within 2 months, and only then will she be approved for weight loss surgery.
Lately, life has been pretty stressful. The car still isn't fixed, and now it's starting to hold us up in terms of moving to Houston. On top of that, we haven't found a place yet either. It's been harder than expected, but we're still working on it. Well, how did you sleep? I did miss a checkup with Dr. Now, and I feel bad about that.
Missing the appointment is not a good sign, but then again, it's not like it's her fault. Their car is still at the shop getting fixed, and they have no means of getting down to Texas to continue with the weight loss journey. Now she wants to speak to the doc to give him an update about how things have been going. You can see how nervous she is. I'm pretty sure that if she had her way, she would skip her hospital appointment today. Sadly, she has no choice. Let us see how her appointment goes with Dr. Now.
I can, and I know that it's not going to be a good trip for me. All right, I'm going to go before it gets any worse. I love you, James.
You too.
Y'all take care.
I don't know what I'm going to do at this point, because I don't know anyone else who can help me.
This is so sad. Delana still hasn't gotten her truck fixed and still doesn't have a way of getting to Texas. She asked her mother for help, and sadly, her mother said that she couldn't move down to Texas with Delana. This has to be the worst thing ever. Almost feels like she has been abandoned by everyone except her husband. I'm just glad she has him by her side. He just might be all the support that she needs to reach her weight loss goal.
Really appreciate it. You have no clue. You know, you are like literally the only person ever. Once my mom told me that she wasn't able to make it, I made a phone call to my brother who lives in North Carolina. He takes care of my elderly.
Phew, finally. For a second there, I honestly thought she was not going to find a way to make it to the hospital. Thank goodness she has such a sweet brother who is ready to do anything to make sure that Delana makes it through her weight loss journey. The fact that she finally made the mark makes me so happy. We all know she gave it all she had, and that was not an easy thing to do. It took her a long time, but she eventually did lose more than 50 pounds. Moving down to Texas was not an easy thing, but she pulled it off, and she is the better for it. Let's see if Dr. Now is going to approve her surgery.
Trying to convince yourself that you're never going to be able to do that, but you prove that you can turn around and make the changes, right?
Yes, sir.
All right, then stick with doing that. If you do it that way, then we proceed with your weight loss surgery.
Dr. Now has heard it all, or so he thought. Over the years, my 600-pound life has featured some truly unforgettable moments, but nothing compares to the bizarre, outrageous, and downright shocking requests made by some of the patients. Get ready for the strangest requests ever caught on the show. You won't believe what some people actually asked for. At just 23 years old, Chay already weighs 597 pounds, and every extra pound feels like one step closer to the end. He struggles with the simplest things and says he hates himself for becoming this way. His body hurts constantly. Even breathing is a painful task. Can Chay win this battle against his weight, or will this be the beginning of the end? Let's take a look at how his journey begins.
I hate my life. I'm so miserable. I hurt all the time.
I can't even imagine having this much difficulty just taking a bath. But for Chay, this is his daily reality. And the worst part? He blames himself. Every single day, he sits and wonders, how did I let it get this bad? Watching him try to stand up was honestly shocking.
I'm 23 years old, and I can hardly take care of myself. And that scares me. I live with my grandparents to take care of my grandmother.
Wait, did he just say his grandmother depends on him? How can that be when he can barely lift himself off the couch? Still, that moment shows he wants to be better. He knows that if he wants to be of any help, he has to help himself first.
You can't do anything.
I'm hungry. I don't know why I woke up so hungry. I've always loved food. As far back as I can remember, food has always been there for me.
Of course, he's hungry. That's the addiction talking, the same one that got him here. What's really heartbreaking is that Chay is just 23. He's got his whole life ahead of him, and yet even his grandmother admits he's reaching a point where he might not be able to do anything anymore.
I've always loved food. I had a very dark childhood. My mom and my stepdad, they would get drunk and they would take their frustrations out on me.
What Chay reveals next is devastating. He says that whenever his parents fought, they took it out on him. Imagine growing up like that. No child deserves to feel like the punching bag for their parents' anger.
I told him, just come stay with me. We were just gonna forget this. If I could do it over, I would have took him when he was born. I would have quit my job and raised him, and I'd have took him when he was born.
You know, with mom going a lot.
That's honestly very sad. Chay says that his mom was arrested while he was young and he had to move in with his grandparents. Sadly, they never checked anything he was eating. Whatever he wanted, he always got to eat. Looks like the end result of all that eating is him weighing over 600 pounds.
For months, I'll be so big that I can't go out and...
You got your list?
Yeah, I'm gone. I hardly go out as it is because I can just barely fit behind the wheel of a car. I just hate going out.
I'm honestly surprised he can drive. Weighing over 600 pounds and looking like a giant ball, it's very surprising that he is able to fit into the car. It makes perfect sense when he says he hates going out. No one would be able to take their eyes off him looking like that.
If you're addicted to cigarettes, you don't have to smoke. With food, it's different. You're constantly faced with your vice.
You know, he makes a strange but true point. Food addiction isn't like drugs or alcohol. You can't just stop eating. Food is necessary. But for someone like Chay, where did food become his comfort and crutch? This journey is going to be hell. I honestly didn't think he'd make any progress.
Houston is 4 hours away.
You ready?
As ready as I'll ever be. I'm too big to drive myself that far. It would just be too painful. So I called my aunt and uncle and see if they could take me, but they aren't able to.
Don't worry, Chay. Dr. Now is not going to chase you away. The only way that would happen is if he proves that he can't lose some weight, and that's just going to be very devastating. He finally builds the courage to lose some weight. Good for him.
I know what it's going to take to get the surgery, and I'm scared I won't be able to do it.
Mr. Dillon, Chay?
This should be interesting. Wow.
He can't be serious. With all that eating, he's lucky he isn't over 600 pounds. Even I thought he weighed more than 600 pounds, given the fact that he couldn't fit properly into the car. Surprising. Let's see what the doc has to say about his situation.
Have you tried to change your eating habit?
I have in the past, yes. I've tried off and on. It's when, like, things don't work and you get discouraged. It's like you just kind of give up.
So...
Dr. Now is not beating around the bush with Chay at all. He tells him to his face that he sees the surgery as a quick fix. Newsflash, that's not how it's done. If you want to lose weight, you have to put in the work and cut down on his irresponsible eating habits.
She will not get weight loss surgery.
I know I'm going to have to change a lot of things about my diet in order for this to be successful. If I don't do this now, if I don't convince him and...
Thank goodness he knows that. If he doesn't lose all that weight, his health could go down the drain. Dr. Now wants him to lose 49 pounds in 2 months, which honestly seems like an impossible task for Chay. Will he be able to do it?
It's a lot, and it's excruciating to go far.
Pick up the pace just a little bit.
The only reason I'm willing to push through and do this is I know what's riding on me being successful.
Back inside!
Chay seems pretty determined to lose 40 pounds in 2 months. As he begins his exercise with his cousin, he starts to realize that the journey is not a walk in the park. For someone who loves to eat all the time, this is definitely a nightmare.
I'm really devastated right now. My grandma suffered a heart attack and there was nothing anybody could do about it.
That has to be devastating. I wouldn't want to be in Chay's shoes right now. His biggest supporter and the only person who played the mother role in his life passes away. I hope this doesn't make him fall back to eating uncontrollably.
I think that I can do it.
God bless you. This will conclude our service.
I'm just so lost right now. And food is my comfort. I want to eat so bad right now.
And just like that, he goes back to the only way he knows how to comfort himself, food. I definitely saw that coming. One thing is for sure, Dr. Now is not going to be happy about the situation. But then again, it's really not Chay's fault.
Achieve so many things. I wanted her to be there with me. But now all I have left is memories. Food is the only thing bringing me any sort of comfort right now.
Someone please tell him that this is not going to end in a good way. Yes, it's obvious he is going through a bad time, but he is also putting his health at stake. It's been 4 months now, and Chay has not seen Dr. Now.
Really nervous to find out how I've done. I've hardly lost. I can't believe this. I thought I had done so much better.
So much better? Is he trying to be funny? It's as if he was not even trying to lose any weight. I'm even surprised he didn't weigh more than what the scale showed. All he's been doing is eating. His thinking he has been losing weight is just ridiculous, and I'm sure Dr. Now is going to tell him that.
He's using stress and emotion as an excuse to eat. Everyone has these things in their life. You have to learn to deal with them in a healthy way.
Chay is so unbelievable right now. He is mad at the fact that the doc told him he was making excuses to eat and was not focusing on the fact that his health is at stake. He even goes on to say that he is done and is not coming back. Imagine that.
I'm up.
Okay.
So we'll go ahead and step up here. How are you feeling at this point?
Good.
Good. All right, we're gonna head on over here. We're gonna do 15 reps, okay? So inhale.
I'm impressed by what I see. Looks like he didn't mean any of what he said. He's putting in the work, and he is trying to make sure he meets the right weight for him to proceed to surgery. I'm sure his grandmother is going to be proud.
Everything is riding on this way in.
That's crazy.
I can't believe how much I've lost. I'm so proud of myself.
Hello.
Hi there.
How y'all doing?
Isn't that just beautiful to hear? After everything he went through, he put in the work and is now ready for his weight loss surgery. Everyone is proud of him. Good job, Chay.
It'll be a process, but right now the important thing is he's ready to start.
I can't believe it. I know my grandma would be so proud of me. I'm just so excited right now.
This is Zsalynn's story. Zsalynn, once upon a time, used to feel like Miss America. All of a sudden, she started to add weight, and now she does not seem to know how she became what she now is. Now, she is just existing and not living a life. She is 42 years old and she weighs 597 pounds. Does Zsalynn have any chance of getting better, or could she be at the end of the line? Let's find out. This is how her story begins.
I'm not living a life, I'm just existing. I just hate waking up and being in my skin. I really hate being this size.
Even I don't stay on the TV for that long. There's no denying it. Zsalynn really does not like the life that she lives. She has grown so fat that she is practically immobile. She hates waking up in her skin every day. Trying to have her bathe is one of the hardest things she struggles to do every day. All she does is eat and sleep. Like she said, the life she is living is not what she would call a life.
My joints, my knees, my ankles, my hips, so much I want to just sit right back down. The pain's unbearable. It's just...
She finds it very difficult to stand up from either the bed or the couch. Over the years, her weight built up so much pain in her body that it makes it difficult for her to move around. Every part of her body gets to feel the pain. Whenever she is on her feet, her body immediately feels like it's about to shut down. But Zsalynn says her life was not always like this. I wonder how things got this bad.
My everything. Get some frosting for my brownies. I can't believe they have all these different kinds of brownie mixes.
Wow, going from 170 pounds to 375 pounds is crazy. Zsalynn, right from when she was a child, always struggled with being overweight. It was as if she gained weight overnight. Her mother never liked the fact that she was overweight, and she would always make her suffer for it, even as a child. Her mother was never really present to take care of her, so she ended up having to feed herself.
I can remember going through a catalog and circling clothes that I would like to have to go to school in, and my mom would say that those aren't the kind of clothes that fat kids wear to school. My mother wouldn't allow me to lick envelopes or postage stamps.
Food really is her best friend. Zsalynn's main addiction is sugar. If you wrap a chunk of wood with sugar, best believe that Zsalynn is going to eat it and not leave a crumb. Her weakness right from the start has been any type of food that has a lot of sugar. It's what gives her joy and happiness. There's no time she goes to the shopping mall, and she doesn't buy a bunch of sugary food. One would think she prefers sugar to sex at this point.
That's when I met my husband.
She looked so big and comfy and soft and squishy. You know, I like big women, and she was their queen at the time.
That's really depressing. It's like her life changed right before her eyes, and there was nothing she could do about it. She used to be the life of the party back in the day, even with her size. She was always out with her friends and living the best life that she could. All that changed when her weight started to take a toll on her health. It got so bad that Zsalynn felt like if she didn't wake up after going to bed, she would be okay with that.
I have a daughter now, and if I don't do something, she may not have a mom.
So how was school today? Good.
What'd you do?
Now we're doing stuff about plants.
If I had a child who felt this way, it would totally break my heart. Zsalynn's daughter is sad because her mother does not get to play with her as much as she would want her to. Zsalynn's friend is the one who gets to play the role of a mother whenever Zsalynn can't be around her daughter. It would be heartbreaking if Zsalynn left the earth and another person had to assume the role of taking care of her daughter.
Wipes me out. I haven't been on a scale in a very long time, so getting on a scale is going to be probably a huge eye-opener.
Zsalynn must really be scared to not want to see how much she weighs. Zsalynn decided that she was going to head down to Houston to meet up with the doc and start to move in the right direction. She is scared that Dr. Now won't see her as a good candidate and won't agree to help her with the weight loss surgery. She hops on a scale and tells the nurse that she doesn't want to know what she weighs. Let's see what the doc has to say.
I'm trying to fill it up with sugar.
Zsalynn need to lose weight, but I'm concerned. She think surgery is quick fix. I need to make sure she understands what it's gonna take.
The ball is in her court now. There's no going back. Zsalynn met with Dr. Now and she explained to him that her biggest challenge is sugary food. The doc then tells her that the only way she's going to get surgery is if she starts to lose weight. Her goal now is to lose between 20 to 30 pounds before her next appointment at the hospital. The doc also told her that she needs to reduce the number of times she eats in a day. Will she be able to do that?
And I can finally get my surgery.
It's really awesome. I'm really excited.
You did good.
Thank you.
Hi, Dr. Now Zsalynn.
Now that is pretty impressive. Looks like Zsalynn had what it took to lose weight after all. Her goal was to lose 30 pounds before the next appointment. It was not easy, but she was able to lose 28 pounds. Dr. Now seemed to be very impressed with her progress, and he approved her for weight loss surgery. That made Zsalynn the happiest woman in the world.
If I was marrying an unhappy fat girl, then maybe I wouldn't have married you.
It's really hard to talk about Gareth because, you know, he wants a fat wife. He wants what he's physically attracted to. That's what he wants.
This is honestly very sad. Zsalynn was approved for weight loss surgery, and it made her so happy. She went home and told her husband about it, and he didn't seem to be very excited. Zsalynn is heartbroken because it seems like her husband only married her because he had sexual desires to marry a fat lady, and now that she wants to lose weight, that does not make him so happy. You can see that Zsalynn is hurt by this.
Rather than later, with surgery, I'll be walking and moving and going. You know, he talks about it's not that he won't not be sexually attracted to me.
All I can say is that Zsalynn is making the right decision by going ahead with the surgery. She is doing what's best for her daughter, and if we are being honest, that's all that really matters. It breaks her heart that her husband is not by her side while she is having one of the most important moments in her life, but she knows her daughter needs a healthy mother. Hopefully the surgery goes well and she comes out a success.
Zsalynn did very well and we were able to do the bypass on her. It was a little bit difficult because of her size.
You can give her a little rub right there. You won't hurt her.
Hey, baby.
This is Olivia's story. Olivia's body has become her prison. She has been hiding from the world and hoping that someday she won't wake up anymore. It scares her that if she continues to eat the way she does, a day might come when she actually won't wake up all because of her weight. Olivia is 46 years old and she weighs 578 pounds. This is her last chance to get better. Olivia's story begins like this.
Just leave. But I can't. I haven't been in society in 2 years.
Wow, Olivia goes through so much. I wouldn't wish this on my worst enemy, trust me. Olivia has been on oxygen for almost 11 years now. She has been in and out of the hospital for about 7 years due to her depression and health conditions. What's worse is that she can't leave the house because of how bad her weight has gotten and how much pain she feels when she puts weight on her legs.
She can't go up flight of stairs.
It's hard for her. I know it's hard. She depends on us for food or taking her to the doctor, helping her with the oxygen.
I can't argue with that. Olivia is definitely not in a good place with her health right now. Her twin sister and mother know that her health condition is the absolute worst. They help her with almost everything. Olivia lives in the basement of the house because everything is on the floor and she does not have to climb any stairs. She tries to be independent, but that's almost impossible due to her size.
Putting on weight in elementary school. A lot of it had to do with bullying and molestation. I was molested at 8. I kept that secret until I was 40.
Man, had to have done a number on her. Carrying such a big secret till she was 40 years old is so sad. Olivia's eating problem started from being molested and also being bullied. She was molested at the age of 8, and the crazy thing is that she never mentioned it to her mother until a few years back. It destroyed her internally, and the way she coped through it all was to eat away the sadness.
There's no way. I feel like these walls are closing in on me. That's my life, these 4 walls. I worry about her. She's very depressed.
Oh my God. I can't believe that Olivia tried to take her own life. But can you really blame her? Having to keep the fact that she molested all to herself is enough to make her lose her mind. After the molestation, Olivia basically gave up on life. She felt like there was no point to living, and her life has never remained the same. Olivia wants to live on her own, but her twin sister feels like she might want to take her life again.
After everybody left that night, I'd go have another piece. And so I tell them now, I said, don't leave stuff here. It's like an alcoholic. If you put a beer in front of that alcoholic and you say don't drink it, they're gonna drink it once you turn your back.
It feels good to hear something like that. Once upon a time, Olivia used to love the life she had. Before the depression and illnesses hit, she used to be happy to a very large extent. If she didn't allow herself to become what she is, you can tell that her life would have been very amazing. Now it seems like she's ready to deal with her depression and find a way back to being healthy. That is a good sign.
I do fear for her life. I just want her to get better.
Do this. Yeah, you got this. Throw your leg in. Oh, I can't. Olivia, stop saying you can't. You can do this.
This is the first step to her getting back on the right track. For the first time in 2 years, Olivia is stepping out of her 4 walls to meet up with Dr. Now down in Houston. As you'd expect, she's nervous and scared that things might not go the way she wants, but she is also ready to give it all it takes to get herself back to being healthy. If you ask me, that's all that counts. I have a feeling she's going to do just fine.
Can I,
You know, we've talked about it. I'm willing to help and do whatever it takes.
I need to put her in the hospital to run some tests on her and see what kind of option we got for her.
Well, that gives a glimpse of hope for Olivia. She made it to the hospital and the scale read that she weighed 578 pounds. She spoke with the doc and he noticed that Olivia is in a self-destructive mode. She has a very complex mental history and, on top of all that, a very complex psychological makeup. Dr. Now wants to keep her in the hospital for 48 hours to know if she is stable enough to have surgery before she gets approval.
Well, today's the day. Surgery. The day I've been waiting for a while. I'm ready. See you in a little bit.
Olivia done very well over the past few days.
This has to be the best news ever. Olivia is about to get weight loss surgery. She was out of the hospital, and the doc watched her for a couple of days. He put her on a very strict diet to see if she was going to adapt to it. To his surprise, Olivia did just fine. It was not easy, but she was able to lose some weight, and that doc was very impressed. He approved her fit weight loss surgery and TBH. He made her super happy.
With the weight loss and maintain a healthy weight.
Miss Cruz, 0 to 10, what do you say it is?
I worry. We all do. That's why I'm here. I want to help her.
Everyone seems to be happy that Olivia made the right choice by having the weight loss surgery done. Apparently, this is not her first time having weight loss surgery. She has done it twice in the past, and due to her complicated mental history, she continued to see food as the only thing that could keep her happy. Her family is confident that this particular weight loss surgery is going to be the best and final one. Let's see if they are right.
Before, I'd be like, get my walker, get my chair. I made up my mind that I gotta start not depending on him anymore. And today's the day. Let's do this. I'm getting my independence back, slowly but surely, but I'm getting it back.
If you thought my 600-pound life was just about weight loss, think again. Over the years, the show has delivered some truly wild moments, from explosive meltdowns and shocking twists to unexpected victories and dramatic failures. These scenes had viewers glued to their screens, unsure of what would happen next. This is Rose's story. She is 58 years old and has almost no idea what she weighs. Every day she wakes up, she thanks God for allowing her to see another, because on most days, she never thinks she is going to wake up. It gets so bad sometimes that she cries almost every minute of the day due to how much pain she feels. Would Dr. Now be able to save her and bring her back to sharp? Let's find out. This is how her story starts.
Some mornings I wake up and I think, thank God I'm awake. He let me live one more day. But when I first go to stand up, I can't hardly stand up. My back is hurting so bad.
Phew! Even I wouldn't want to leave her alone in a room. That has to be one hell of a morning for Rose. For a second there, I wasn't sure if she would stand up from that bed. The good part is that she can get up on her own, and she has the support of her family around her. The beautiful thing is that her grandson enjoys taking care of his grandmother, but her weight is starting to become a serious problem, and he is scared that things might turn out for the worst if she doesn't start to take her health seriously.
I mean, it's embarrassing. It makes me very, very unhappy that I can't do things on my own and I can't get around on my own.
You're gonna go ahead and lay down, and I'll go ahead and get your breakfast and stuff ready for you.
Okay, babe.
Wow, imagine having to shower twice in a week. I would cry every day if that was the life I had to live. You can tell how much pain she has to go through if she only has her bath twice in a week. Poor Rose. I honestly wonder how she got this fat and her life became a living hell. You've got to hand it to her though. At least she knows that her eating habits are going to do some serious damage. It's really not her fault though. She gets stressed a lot, and the only way to cope with all that stress is to eat and eat and eat. The good part is that she knows it's not healthy. Hopefully that would be enough motivation to want to get better.
We sang for that day, but the next thing I know, my mom was gone. My stepdad, he started doing crimes, and he got caught and ended up, he went to prison.
That definitely had to have shattered her world. Losing her mother at a very young age did a number on her. The worst part is that after her mother passed away, her stepdad went into crime and eventually went to jail. Rose was just left to be by herself, and food was the way out of her depression. If I were in her shoes and that happened to me, I'm not sure I would ever recover. Imagine being married to your husband, and he then decides to start sleeping with your best friend of 22 years, and they go on to get married. That would just bring me to tears every single day.
I said, you know I do. I said, you're the love of my life. He said, here, I want you to marry me. And I just started bawling. He put my ring on my finger.
When I first met her, I didn't know what to make of her because she was a little bit of a wild child back then.
It's truly amazing that she finally met someone who loves her for who she is. The sad thing now is that she feels like she is too fat, and her husband doesn't love her as much. This makes her question if he has other women he moves with due to the fact that her previous marriage ended with her husband cheating on her. You have to hand it to her. It's good to see that she finally sees and understands that she needs to start taking proper care of her health. She told her husband that she's ready to do what it takes and she has so much to live for. Looks like she's going to be seeing the doc very, very soon.
I'm excited, but I'm nervous because I don't know what he's got in store for me, but I know whatever he's got in store for me to lose this weight, that's what I'm going to do.
Give me a kiss.
Oh, weh. Now that has to be the cutest thing I have ever seen on this show. It's amazing that Rose is surrounded by people who love her and a family that wants the best for her. She's about to hit the road to see Dr. Now. Will she be able to make it in one piece? I think we now have the answer to that. Rose immediately started to feel some pains while on the journey, and she had to stop at a hotel to pass the night. You can honestly tell that she is in so much pain.
I'm here at Dr. Now's clinic for the very first time. I haven't weighed myself in about 20 years, and I've been avoiding it for a reason.
Phew! The silence says it all. Rose made it to the hospital in one piece. She checks her weight, and it's very close to 600 pounds. You already know that's a lot for her age. Well, let's see what Dr. Now has to say about her weight and her condition. But knowing the doc, you can bet he is not going to spare her at all. Rose does seem like she wants to lose weight and get better, but he hopes that she is really ready to lose weight and she isn't just saying she wants to so everyone can leave her alone.
You think you can do that?
Yes, sir, I can.
So sit tight. I'm going to bring you some stuff.
Okay.
Okay?
Alrighty. That's how dedicated I am to doing this.
And I'm going to be strict too, so.
Yes.
Her target has been set. The doc wants her to lose 50 pounds within the next 2 months. Rose assures the doc that she can and will pull through with the weight loss, but we all know it's easier said than done. We'll see if she can really pull through. Some part of me does have faith in her, and I feel she's going to meet her goal this time around. Let's give her the benefit of the doubt one last time.
My grandkids really opened my eye, and so I had to start caring. Wake up and smell the coffee. There's a beautiful world out there. Wake up and smell it.
Wow, wow, wow. Rose was up to the task after all. In 2 weeks, she's been able to lose more than 50 pounds. One thing I know is that Dr. Now is going to be very proud of her. Hopefully this gets her to her weight loss surgery. Well, at least it's for the best. Dr. Now finally approved her for weight loss surgery. Now she has to move down to Texas, and her family is scared that they won't be there to be with her while she gets the surgery done. On the bright side, she's getting her surgery done, so that's good. She has really come a long way.
Going to Houston to have the surgery, better her life, lose all the weight and hopefully be able to move around more and do things for herself. But I'm really scared and nervous because of the whole surgery and that she's not gonna be here and I'm not gonna be with her.
Here, we have Mila's story. Mila is 47 years old, and she has no idea how much she weighs. She says that every single day of her life is miserable. She has not been able to step out of her house for more than 2 years due to how big she is. All she does is eat and sleep. Trust me, it's a very messy life she's living. Will she be able to get the help she needs? Let's see. Here is how her journey begins.
I've been trapped within these 4 walls for more than 2 years. During that time, I have not stood, not one time. All I can do is eat and sleep. And every night, I fall asleep thinking,
Man, it must be really embarrassing for Mila to be in such a situation. Her kids have to help her clean up before they get ready for school. If they don't do that, Mila is going to stay that way till they get back because she can't stand up from the bed. The funny thing is that 3 of Mila's kids have to work hand in hand to make sure their mom is properly clean because she's starting to develop sores all over her body. The jaw-dropping thing about her case is that her kids are disgusted by the fact that they have to do this every day.
Makes me sad because I know if my mom sits in the bed for that long and if she didn't get the help that she's getting, she'll die in the bed,
bring me a plate and my oranges out the refrigerator. I'm not a mom to them right now. I'm just a burden.
Well, Mila, saying sorry to the kids is not going to cut it. She says that she's depressed and feels bad because she's robbing her kids of their childhood. The sad part is that she knows it's wrong, but she just can't find a way to stop eating. If she's not careful, things might go the wrong way. But if we're being honest, that has to be the worst way anybody can grow up. Mila says that the only way her mother showed her and her sisters love was by feeding them all the time. If they didn't eat the food, it was seen as rejection, and they would get a whooping. Trying to avoid that, she ate so much food. That must really suck.
When I was coming up, it was like we had a ton of food all the time. And so I just always felt like I want to see a child eat until they get enough.
So I kept gaining, and I just kept getting bigger. When I graduated high school, I was pushing 350.
At least she was lucky enough to find someone who loved her and wanted to be with her with all that fat. But if we're being honest, this happens very rarely because most people never want to be with someone who weighs 5 times their weight. I guess she was really lucky to find her husband.
There were children from homes of drug-addicted parents, and my heart broke for them. So we started by adopting Jacob when I was 30. And within the next 2 years, we adopted Hannah and Caleb.
Did she just say she has no idea how big she is? Wow. But then again, it's really not surprising. For someone who hasn't been able to step out of bed in more than 2 years, I'd be surprised if she knew what her current weight is. What I can't believe is the fact that she got so fat that getting pregnant was no longer possible, resulting in her adopting most of her kids. That's crazy.
And I can't go anywhere. I can't do anything unless it's in this bed. Come on, put the bucket on Mama's bed. So most of everything around this house falls on my children.
It's honestly sad that the responsibilities now fall to the kids. Their mom can't get out of the bed, and their dad has his own health condition, which prevents him from moving around with ease. Mila and her husband really need to do better for their kids. She needs to see a doc ASAP. I can't be the only one who gets mad anytime she says that. What does she mean by she can't stop eating? Isn't she worried about the fact that she could die? Or is she forgetting that she's the only mom they have? Wow, that's disappointing for real.
Esau, will you pick this piece up for me? Why?
Cause, Mom, you already know, Mom. Why do you do that?
Go and pick up my pizza right now.
I think I'll let you know.
No, right now. Go get the pizza right now.
Man, I can't believe Mila right now. She knows she is hurting herself. She knows her eating habit is out of control. She knows that she should not be doing any of what she's doing, and yet she still keeps doing it. It's almost as if she doesn't care at this point. She really needs to put in the work if she wants to get better. But for someone who needs 6 people to get her out of bed, you can tell that's some serious situation. I don't even know what to say. At least she's making the bold step by agreeing to see Dr. Now. She's about to head to Texas, and one thing I know is that it's not going to be an easy ride for her.
I have 5 children.
5 children?
20-year-old and 2 16-year-olds, a 15-year-old and a 10-year-old, and my husband.
Some of those kids are very young.
750 pounds? To be honest, I thought she would weigh 1,000 pounds. Oh well. Mila finally makes it to the hospital, and Dr. Now tells her the blunt truth, which is the fact that she has created a very bad situation for herself, and she needs to address them ASAP. Now the crazy thing is that the only type of food that Mila likes to eat used to be junk food, but now she surprises everyone, and for some reason, she's no longer doing that. Wow. Good for her. Seems to me like she's ready to take her life seriously. Dr. Now wants her to get her weight going in the right direction before he decides what to do next.
Now we're gonna send you home to keep making progress on your own.
Okay.
And I want you to lose another 50 pounds over the next couple of months. It will show me that you and your family are ready to make the changes you need.
This is where things might be a little tricky. Dr. Now wants to send her home and see if she can lose weight without the hospital's help. The big question now is, can her family help her with this? Because they literally give her anything she wants to eat. Guess what? Something crazy happens. The same Mila who couldn't stand up from the bed is finally able to do that. That's impressive. It's even more impressive to see that her kids are helping her out in the work to make sure her weight drops and she can make the right weight for her surgery.
See how much you weigh now. 644, so you lost about 60 pounds. Okay, that's good. Mila has done well. She lost the weight she needed. At this time, I'm going to approve her for lymphedema surgery.
Yay! Looks like Mila is going to be able to walk again. Sending her home worked out for the best, and Dr. Now says he can now go ahead with the lymphedema surgery because she made the cut. That's really good for Mila. Mila's lymphedema survey was a success. Dr. Now says that the next thing she needs to do is get up from her bed and try to work. If she's unable to do that, he is not going to approve her for weight loss surgery. Looks like the job is not done just yet.
Up to stand, but when she has to put weight on her leg, she just can't get herself to do it. So we're gonna have to find a different way to motivate her. Mila, here's what we're gonna do.
Mila has been doing so well, but there's just one problem. She finds it very difficult and painful to put weight on her legs, preventing her from being able to move around. Dr. Now brings up an idea that might help motivate her. Hopefully, it works out for her.
It's been so long since I've just been able to go outside.
Because I like seeing my mom up like this. Gives me hope. Right about there. That's it. Lock it.
Thank you.
Let's dive into Chris's story. The list of things Chris is unable to do keeps getting longer every day. Getting out of bed every morning is one of the hardest things Chris has to deal with. His body is literally tired and is ready to give up on him at any point. Does he have what it takes to get better before his body gives up on him? We'll see. Here is how his story begins.
I'm too big to sleep in a normal bed, so I have to sleep on a mattress 1 foot off the floor. And to get to my feet, I roll forward out of bed really fast, kind of like a somersault. I lean back and then I whip my legs forward and it just pulls the rest of me up to standing.
Man, he must really hate his life at this point. Imagine having to go through all of this every single day. I would honestly lose my mind if I were in his shoes. It's amazing that he has not given up or allowed his weight to get the best of him. Chris goes on to say that he lives all by himself and sometimes his ex and her husband come to check on him. As much as he hates asking them for help, he doesn't have a choice. Asking for help makes him feel like a failure and is just heartbreaking.
Because of the weight and the fat between my legs, can't stand up straight, so they're constantly pushing apart, which makes it really uncomfortable to stand in the kitchen for a long period of time, so I actually have to sit on a cooler that I sit on when I cook.
Ha ha! I can't believe he called it going red. Chris says that when he prepares his meals in the kitchen, he uses his head and not his brain. That's why, once he's done, he has so much food on his head. Once he starts eating, he can't stop himself. Me? That's honestly not good.
My brother Tommy and my sister Crystal, if it was Taco Tuesday and mom happened to bring home a big bag of tacos, if you didn't eat as much as you could eat, they weren't there when you went back later.
Well, that clearly explains a lot if we're being honest. Chris's mom says that she takes most of the blame because when Chris was a child, she never stopped him from eating as much as he wanted. Anytime his siblings could not finish their meals, Chris was the food bin of the family because he never liked to waste food. Oh, and let's not even lie. He looked good when he used to play football. Chris remembers when he was much younger. He had muscles and almost every girl in high school wanted him. The big question now is, how did he go from that to what he currently is?
The only job that I could find was delivering pizza. But besides all that, somehow me and Kaylee really hit it off. So I moved in with her and I found a better job working at a call center. And then it was good times.
That's so sweet. Now he makes me feel like a baby. Chris says that his daughter is the center of his universe, and it makes him happy that he has the most beautiful daughter in the world. One thing is for sure, he needs to make the right decision so he can always be there for his little Zoe. But his split with his ex honestly destroyed him. That is something that would make most people break down. Chris says that his breakup with his ex took a toll on him. Aside from that, the company he worked for shut down, and he had to travel to another city to start all over. His best friend was none other than food.
I was just completely blown away. I just lost the best job that I'm gonna get. I was making really good money, and that was the kind of the tipping point where I gave up. I'm up over 500 pounds at that point.
His mom has got to be the best. Chris told her about his condition and everything he was going through, and his mom dropped everything she was going and decided to come meet up with him. No one can love you better than your mom, and this is a very good example. I could sit down here and listen to him and his mom talk all day. It's been 6 years since they saw each other, and his mom tells him that if he called sooner, she would have been here. Things might not have been this bad. Their bond will make you miss your mom. Trust me.
Into the bag, pretty much.
Are you gonna be able to do it?
Yeah, I'm gonna take the blankets and, I don't know, maybe shove it in front of my knees so it's not get a little padding on the dash. Yeah, hurts a lot.
You about ready then?
That's everything. Just don't let me forget my wallet on the way out.
All right.
You can't but love the fact that Chris has agreed to make the bold step. He is packing up things with his mother, and they are about to make the drive to Houston to see Dr. Now. Looks like his mom coming to see him was a good influence. Somehow, it doesn't come as a surprise that they have to break the journey. Chris says that his body is starting to hurt a lot, and he needs to rest before things get out of hand. At least he has his mom to keep him company. She seems to be a really fun person.
I wish my mom wasn't going to see my actual weight. I'm embarrassed for her to see it. She already knows I'm over 600 pounds. I just hope it's not a lot higher than that.
Your weight is 620.
Wow, 620 pounds is a lot. Chris gets to the hospital and he is finally able to check what he weighs. He is on the high side and you can see the fear written all over his face. I'm sure he feels like Dr. Now won't want to help him out, but let's see how the meeting goes.
To control your weight. The next page will tell you food to avoid. This is all gonna be up to Chris. And the question is, with his mom coming back in his life, if she's gonna be the support he needs.
Well, that concludes the first meeting Chris will be having with Dr. Now. The doc wants him to lose 80 pounds in 2 months and also wants him to work on his eating habits. He assured the doc that he was going to meet the target. Is he up to the task? Oh, and let's actually be honest. It's really impressive that Chris was able to drive himself to the hospital without the help of his mom. There were doubts, but Chris seems to be doing pretty well with his weight loss journey. Hopefully he meets the cut and gets her his surgery done.
My last appointment, I was 620, and Dr. Now told me to lose 80 pounds by today for my goal. So that means I should be down to 540 if I met that goal.
Your weight is 566.
Eesh, just 20 pounds short, but that's still some very impressive progress. From the moment he drove himself to the hospital, you could honestly tell that he had lost quite a lot of weight. But is this good enough for his surgery? Well, good news. Good news. Good news. The answer to that question is yes. Dr. Now is proud of how far he has come. He wants Chris to lose some more weight, and once he is able to do that, he is going to get him approved for weight loss surgery.
Dr. Now told me I need to lose another 30 pounds by today.
Okay, you can step up on the scale.
That means I need to be down to 536, and I feel really confident I did that.
That is actually awesome. And yet again, Chris has been able to cut down his weight and meet the new target Dr. Now wanted him to get to. One thing I'm sure about is that Chris is going to get his surgery. Good one, Chris.
I'm excited about our progress and how we're doing, and I'm happy to keep showing Dr. Now how I'm serious about this and that I can do what I said I would do.
Well, Chris, you lost 238 pounds, so you done a good job in losing weight. I am proud of you and your family for continuing making progress.